Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be bringing you Malachi chapter 3. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, as in former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. For I am the Lord, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers ye are gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But he said, Wherein shall we return? Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, What have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, It is vain to serve God. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt God are even delivered. They that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth not. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So this is another beautiful chapter here, Malachi chapter 3. And I want to go ahead and begin with this idea here. It's just so beautiful. Let's read here Malachi 3, 6 through 8. 6 through 8. It's just so beautiful. 6 through 9 even. It's just so beautiful, man. It reads here, For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So begin with that verse. He's saying, although if you just think about how beautiful this is, man. Jacob is talked about and spoken about in the book of Genesis, all the way in the book of Genesis. And literally, this is the last book, Malachi, before the New Testament. And what does the Lord say? He says, For I am the Lord, I change not. So he's not changing. So he has his ways, he has his plan. And he says, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So he says, because I don't change, that's why you haven't been consumed. And then he goes on to say, even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances, so they disobey him, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But he said, wherein shall we return? So they give a smart aleck answer. They give a smart aleck answer. And they say, but ye have said, wherein shall we return? So God extends that olive branch to them and says, return to me. You have been sinning, you have been disobeying me. You think that you've been living some grand life, but you're wrong in terms of the fact that a life in perfect service to God is actually what's going to be better for you. And God says, return to me, because you have gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return to me, and I will return unto you. But the men instead, they say, but ye said, wherein shall we return? So they give a smart aleck answer. Because sometimes the word return can be used like a physical location return. So they are making like a joke, like, but wherein shall we return? But there's no joke that's funny here. This is the Lord speaking. So now the next verse reads, God says, will a man rob God? And then he says, yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? And he says, in tithes and offerings. And I can honestly tell you, that is a freaking powerful verse. Think about that. God is saying that I don't know the specific context of it. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if Jews and Christians today who don't tithe, if like God looks at them like they're making a mistake, like they're sinning. But what I know is that might actually be true because of this passage here. Because I know that I don't know the full context of it. What I'm saying is that I don't know if maybe I missed some dialogue in some verse, right? Like, I'm not going to say I have perfect comprehension of everything in the Bible, and I most certainly do not speak directly. I may speak indirectly, or I may do like Jesus says, the Spirit will, if he says, very kind of says, if I go not away, the Spirit will come. And so in some ways I am a representation of God as God incarnate. It's more that they can speak plenty fine for themselves. So you look here and you say, he says, wherein have we robbed thee? He says, in tithes and offerings. So the idea being that, do you think that, God does look at it as if you don't tithe and offer, for example, the 10% of, your salary, whatever it is, that you are robbing God? Now, I don't know. I only know that when I came awake to who I was as the Spirit of God, and I wrote about that, moving 9 times and everything, and, pushing through any and all adversity in the name of God. The idea is that I did tithe for some time. It wasn't much. I can honestly say it wasn't much. What I can say is that I did tithe for some time. And I say that because I'm not tithing at this time, because I've created my own faith. So I look at it like, I honestly think what's kind of strange is that if I do believe in tithing, I would be expecting my own believers, maybe even myself, to tithe to my religious, organization, to our religion, basically, right? Because, for example, Christians, they tithe to the church, right? So I would be asking my people to tithe to whatever that religious building is. I haven't honestly thought that far because it's not relevant at this time, but that would be the idea. It's actually like, that's what's so powerful about it is, from this interpretation, it's just so powerful, because he says, wherein have we robbed thee? He says, in tithes and offerings. So, of course, I completely understand the idea that everything under heaven is God's. Whatever material possessions I have, God is allowing me to steward that, And I understand that from the technical, like the semantics of it, because I believe I am God, there's a little bit of a difference. Nevertheless, I still give that respect to Jehovah, that I am his spirit. I am his servant. It's not like the relationship is the relationship is never vice versa. He is the king of heaven and earth. I am his spirit. So it's not like this was like a relationship where there's something else going on. No. So anyways, when I look at it and I say here, the last verse, it says, not the last verse, but Malachi 3:9, it reads, ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. So that's where I think to myself, the seriousness and importance of the tithe. So how cool is that? And so with that, I'll go ahead and end the Bible reading there for today and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked my software developer job, and I have created this Daily Dive video for 7/2/24. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.